I got off the airplane, I noticed that my guitar case had a big bash in the end of it, and I opened up the case and my guitar was broken. So this is an English Mexican guitar. And I thank you for loaning it to me for the concert. And I promise not to let the airlines get near it. I'd had that other guitar for 31 years, so I kind of miss it. And things are coming and going in our lives, you know, and you don't hold on to anything. I don't need that guitar, I need God. I don't need new strings, I need a fresh outpouring every day from the Holy Spirit to walk in faith and to rely on Jesus for all things. You know, my guitar could have gone missing and be well, and still I wouldn't have it, or it could be completely destroyed and I wouldn't have it. But I have everything I need. And you know, if I want to talk to somebody about Jesus on the street, I really don't run home and get my guitar. I just talk to them. And I encourage you to do it too. Some of you come up to me at times and say, I'm studying the guitar so that God can use me. God can use you if you have no discernible talents. You don't really need something to use for God. He will use you. Now, some of you know this already. I notice there's a lot of not young people here tonight. And I know you have a lot more wisdom than some of the people who are 17 and 18. So you don't really need any weapon when you go into battle. David had a sling and a stone, and it wasn't really considered a weapon. It was for chasing away wolves, I think. And we've got a weapon, which is the Bible, for chasing away anything that comes against us. If God is with us, nothing can be against us. And it might seem like it is for a while. You might have a problem that won't go away quickly, like you need to pay your rent and you're behind. But God promises us He will take care of us. And will God lie over something as shallow as rent? No. If we're sick, will God not take care of us? Yes. If we're deathly sick, will God not take care of us? Yes. And sometimes we die, and God still takes care of us. He leads us into His kingdom. We look at things here too closely and judge them by what we see visibly. You know, my foot looks pretty bad right now. I have to wear tennis shoes because I can unlace them. It's very big right now. I fell down the second day I was here and twisted my ankle, and it's black now. My foot's black. And I got an infection from cutting my leg at the same time. And I didn't feel like singing the last 3 nights, but the last 3 nights have really been quite unusual. And part of it is the people that are coming to the concert are bringing something with them instead of just an empty space. And so I feel blessed to have come back to England. And I remember now that quite well that England is the country that always understood what I was trying to do. In America, they might have thought I was going to hell, but in England, they had a little faith in me that if I was a bit crazy, I'd figure it out once I got older. I mean, I stayed in this house one night, and there was an older woman there, and she wanted to have me come down for breakfast, and I explained to her I don't eat breakfast because I don't feel that well. After I've stayed up till 4 in the morning, I don't want to get up at 6 and eat eggs, you know. But she insisted I come down, and I said, no, I really won't come down. And so she came back after I was in bed and opened the door and said, okay, then what time do you want me to knock you up in the morning? What? What time do you want me to give you a bang? What? Eggs. Oh, I don't eat eggs, please. I haven't eaten breakfast for years. But she came down and woke me up and made me come down and so I had the dry toast with the cold butter and the eggs with the extra helping of grease and a lot of pepper on it because that's not what I use. But then that wasn't so bad. I thought, okay, I'll get over this in a few hours after I throw up, you know. But she said, okay, now let's talk about your ministry. Now, surely you wouldn't listen to any of the music that you're singing, would you? So I did have a few critics in England. like a woman named Emma Burt, who apparently heard me on the radio and wrote a letter to the radio station, and they passed it on to me when I was back in America. I received this letter telling me that if I was going to continue to try to communicate through the use of music, I needed to purify some of my vowel tones, maybe take some voice lessons and try to get that throat to sound a lot better, you know. So, for the most part, I felt like you were giving me a big hug and embraced me and just accepted me, whether you understood me or not. I never knew because you were so loving, and I came back to England many times and did not have any problems. What was that song again you want me to hear sing over there? I just want to sing something you've heard, because I've written a lot of songs. I have 54 albums out now. No, that one I know. All right. All right. I grew up in San Francisco, and it turned out that it was just a few blocks away from what would become known as Haight-Ashbury, where the beat generation had moved. You know, the beat poets, the beatniks, you've heard of them. And then a bunch of runaway kids came to San Francisco, and that was in the summer of '65, and the press referred to them as hippies. So I would try to go to Haight-Ashbury and tell people about Jesus, and it was very hard to tell hippies about Jesus. You know, you'd say, I want to talk to you about Jesus now, and they go, oh yeah, cool. Jesus was the first hippie. No, no. Yeah, he was, and he's like into cool things like magic, you know. Not bad magic, not black magic, white magic, good magic. Like he could walk on water, or he could change the water into wine, or you know, he could change like fish and loaves into more fish and loaves. And he's very radical, you know, and that's why the Roman Empire had to kill him. And but you know, they don't know much about his life from the age of 12 to 30, because that's when he was over in India studying with the gurus.